You're listening to the Social Selling Simplified podcast. Stick around if you too are obsessed with learning things that actually work and believe that success leaves clues. We're all about identifying results-producing roadmaps and getting super clear on how to scale and grow your online business. From part-timer to president, social selling expert Ashley Shaw will help you connect the dots and take the guesswork out of what works to grow a social selling empire. It's time to hear from social selling legends, listen in on truthful conversations, and learn the best tips and tricks to reduce the marketing overwhelm so you can build the social selling business of your dreams. If you're ready to go all in, no holding back, and build the business you've always wanted, you're in the right place. Here's your host, educator, social selling guru, and fitness industry OG, Ashley Shaw.
Welcome to Social Selling Simplified. I'm your host, Ashley Shaw, and in today's episode, I'm going to be diving into the 6 content ideas that you can use right now. And when I say ideas, what I'm really talking about is the 6 pillar themes that are going to be so great for attracting people to come to you and for your audience to start building and your following to start building and for you to start actually getting engagement. Now, these 6 content themes are going to be a little bit different for everyone because you may not want to use all 6, but you will find your sweet spot in terms of the ones that your audience really, really likes. And those are the ones that you're going to want to, rinse and repeat and be using consistently. The other amazing thing about having content pillars is that you're not trying to reinvent the wheel every time. You're just going back to the drawing board under those same themes and coming up with ideas that follow that same format. So once we started doing this in my business, content became so much easier to create, and it was so much easier to identify what people actually wanted more of and what they didn't really care about. So that was a huge pressure off in terms of just creating content that actually was getting engagement and was, achieving the goals that we wanted to achieve versus just creating content to create content because you think you have to. So here are the 6 themes of content that you can create. So first, we're going to start off with educate or demonstrate. So in this theme and category, this is where you can educate people on what you actually help with, like the problems that you solve, or you can demonstrate the solution that you offer. So the example we have for this one, there's actually this reel and it has this person, it's actually a person walking and they're in a fashion show. The clothing they're wearing, it looks like their shoulders are like above their head. And this is by a chiropractor, his or her post. And it says, chiropractor, where do you hold your stress? And it has this image of a person with their shoulders above their head and they're walking in this fashion show. So that is an example of both educating people, but also demonstrating how you know if you're holding stress in your shoulders or if you're holding stress in general. This is a really cool way to get people's attention. And there are many ways you can do this. The other way could be that you have 4 tips that you're going to teach them, or you're going to demonstrate maybe healthy portions, or you're going to demonstrate how you can tell great skincare versus like really crappy skincare, like drugstore skincare versus, European standard skincare, those sort of ideas. So there's many things that can fall under educate or demonstrate. And an easy way to think about this one is if you find yourself wanting to teach people and show them things, like this is your easiest theme to focus on. So that would be an example. Another example could be, I have a couple reels that I've done recently, and usually actually they have to do with the podcast where I educate people on, 5 or 6 tips, or, I might demonstrate how easy having done for you content is, or done for you emails, or done for you posts, and do a quick video of like how long it takes to actually post when you have the captions already ready to go. So those could be some ways to educate or demonstrate your product in action. Okay, the next theme is a success story. And so what a success story is, it's things that have given you credibility. So it could, I think I've seen some really successful reels before where the caption would be something like, so you're really the girl that organically grew her following to 10,000 followers, posts reels on the daily, encourages positivity, lives out your biggest dreams, and shares the comfiest athletic clothing. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So this would be to the song. Oh, shoot. What is it? I can think of the name of the rhythm of yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But I can't think of the original song, but it goes to that reel. So you can see what she is doing is sharing her success and sharing the things that make her credible. So, you're probably not going to use this theme all the time, but it's nice to kind of pepper in to show people what you're actually capable of. Someone that does a really good job of this is actually Adrienne Brainerd, and she is a coach, and she has lost, I feel like it's 120 plus pounds now. So she does a lot of sharing of her story to show people what's actually possible. And she does a really great job of doing that. So you can do this a couple of ways. You can, share your before and afters, or you can do it with the help of an audio or something like that. But it's basically sharing kind of like your street credit and what makes you somebody that they would want to take advice from. Okay, number 3 is funny and entertaining. So these are things that make you laugh. This is where maybe the dancing or lip syncing live. There's an account that I love to follow. It's called Strong Inside Out. And Amy Clover, she's an anti-diet health and movement coach, intuitive eating counselor, and mental health and eating disorder advocate. So a lot of the stuff that she puts out there is entertaining and funny, and her personality just really shines through. And if you're somebody that is typically attracted to that, which most people are, we like content to be either funny or entertaining or to tell us like a really good story. So she does a really good job of that. She talks about like giving the middle finger to the systems that say the less of you there is, the better, or people pleasers, just some of the things that follow around being a people pleaser and how that has an impact on your life. But everything she does is funny and relatable. So she's a really good one to follow to see kind of what that theme looks like. The other thing that falls under here would definitely be the lip syncing. Like I really like, things from The Office or the Kardashians, voiceover stuff like that. I really find that a fun theme to fall into. And then in the caption, I just do more explaining of how it, ties back. Like I think I recently did a reel where it's the one where you craft the perfect post and it gets 0 sales or something. And I fall over onto the couch crying, and that one got a ton of engagement, but it's just because my audience also has a thing for entertaining and funny. So you just got to know what your audience likes and, be able to create more of that. And by the way, as we're talking about these themes, I actually did a workshop on this. This was one of the pieces of the foundation of the topic. It was called the Instagram Business Blueprint Workshop. Everything you need to know about how to get customers on Instagram. So if you are a member with us, you'll actually have this training in your portal. And if you're not a member with us, I'll make sure the link is available. This was a training we did about a month ago, but I went through in great detail explaining all the different content themes and actually how to set yourself up on Instagram if this is something you're trying to do. So it's just a note there to help you if this is an area you want to get better at.
Hey, Coach, I finally have something that I've been dreaming of providing for you. I know that you definitely didn't start this business because you really felt like pestering your friends and family and getting ghosted by everyone. Chasing people down or having to follow up with them is definitely hard work, and it can feel so awkward and uncomfortable for everyone involved. But your upline probably told you that this is what successful people do, and they didn't mention to you that unless you're this superstar salesperson right off the bat, you're going to struggle forever if you keep doing it that old school way. 99% of coaches quit because they suddenly declare themselves this expert online and then go back and ask everyone who knew them to just start buying from them when they just started working out last week. And this problem applies to all network marketers, not just coaches. But the 1% that actually succeed have made it because they've caught on to a different system that's been proven to work. And it's just something that nobody really talks about. It's all about taking some simple steps to position yourself as an influencer first. So soon, instead of asking people to talk to you, you'll attract ideal customers who are already excited to learn from you and buy from you. They'll know exactly what you're about and how you can help them. Go to ashleyshaw.ca/FYourUpline to learn more and see exactly what I'm talking about. You don't have to hunt people down and make them talk to you in order to get your bills paid for the rest of your life. Check out my short book called F What Your Upline Said and get an entirely different approach that will feel much more organic and authentic. That's ashleyshaw.ca/FYourUpline. I'm so excited for you to start implementing these 4 simple changes in your business and see how it absolutely transforms how you feel about your business and the results that you're able to get.
Next content theme, we are on to number 4. This is your personal story. So this is where you're going to share a bit of your personal journey. So this could be, it could tie into maybe your before and after, but it could be about your family and, if you're juggling things. Or the example I have for this one was a reel about Body Fit Balance is her name on Instagram. And she does a reel about her husband and her at 24 meeting and then their relationship and that sort of idea. So the purpose of doing a theme or a post like this is that so that people get to know, like, and trust you. It's important that people know your personal story and where you came from. A lot of people think that I was a Beachbody coach. I get asked that all the time, actually. And it's interesting to be able to share with people that actually was not my background at all. I came from the brick and mortar fitness industry. So I worked in fitness, sales, and, which involves obviously health, nutrition, all those sort of things. And I worked my way up the corporate ladder, became the president of a fitness company. And when that fitness company closed, I ended up moving into doing my own thing and came with a English literature degree. I had done English literature in university, which is where my drive and love for writing was. And so it was kind of like pulling all these things together, like the sales element, the writing element, and helping people actually authentically get their message across that kind of, for lack of a better word, like birthed this business opportunity that I saw that I could help people. So being able to explain your story and where you came from is a really important part of people understanding how you can help them and why they should like you and trust you, or the opposite, why maybe you're not the best person for them to work with. So that's an important piece there. Okay, the next one is number 5, debunk a myth. So with this one here, you want to challenge a belief and prove why it is incorrect. This helps you build authority. So an example of this one would be, the way you're creating content is all wrong. That's an example I'm pulling from Trevor Crump. And so that is, you could translate that to every industry, right? The way that you're using skincare is all wrong. The way that you're using CBD is all wrong. You can twist this in so many ways. You want to take something that you hear people say all the time and twist it and then explain why it's actually wrong. This is called a hook, right? So the first sentence of every post or theme that we're talking about here needs a really good hook to draw people in. They need a great profile image. And I mean that as like what sits on your grid. Like it has to be interesting, but the hook is both on the image itself, like of your reel, if you're doing a reel, or the other place a hook is the first line of your post. So those have to be on point for you to get people to take notice. That's why debunk a common myth is a really great one, because you can put that anytime you are debunking a myth or a common myth, then you are hooking people in. Another one that did really well is breakfast really the most important meal of the day? Like that is debunking a myth. So those can work really, really well because people already have a held belief and they're curious. So you kind of open a curiosity loop to get them to take notice when you put that out there. Last theme is inspirational. So with the inspirational theme, this is something that gives tips to help inspire people. So in the example that I have for this one, this could be somebody talking about the things that they do to be successful and what they need in their life, like plan the night before. That's number 1. Number 2, put their phone down while working. Number 3, work with intention. Number 4, content batch. Number 5, in this example, she calls it boss blocking my days. So this is like you're able to teach people something, but they have a core takeaway that is going to help inspire them in their action. So they start to see you as somebody that has value, somebody that they want to follow, that has authority, that can actually teach them something. So that is inspirational. And so for me, my personal favorite of all of these themes is definitely entertainment. But everyone definitely has a different style that they prefer. And that's, of course, the fun part about creating content. It can really be anything you want. And it's important to test and see not only what does your audience really like, what are they engaging with, what are they commenting on, but what do you enjoy making? Because it's so much easier to make content when you actually enjoy what you're doing. For me, I love making funny and entertaining reels. Like that's just one of the things I love. If you told me I had to provide a personal story, like not that I don't like sharing some personal stories, I actually really do like sharing that, but it takes a lot of work for me emotionally because I want to make sure the words are right and that I frame it in the right frame of mind. And that's probably the most annoying part, is that it takes so much mental work to think through that. Whereas a funny reel for me, super easy. I really enjoy it. It's super fast. So that's why I really like that. Again, the training, if this is something that you really could use help with, is called the Instagram Business Blueprint Workshop. Everything you need to know to get customers through Instagram. You can check out that training if this is something that you would love. The full playbook here on how to build a business blueprint. And there is a replay available for that training. So definitely make sure that you check that out. And yeah, that's it. I would love to know what your biggest takeaway was from this episode today. And what is the theme that you love creating? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next time on Social Selling Simplified.
Thanks for taking the time to level up today. If you're ready to commit to personal and professional growth, move forward, make money, and grow your health and fitness business, head to my free community on Facebook, Business Bootcamp for Fitness Coaches, so I can support you every step along the way. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you right back here next week on Social Selling Simplified.